All right, welcome to the Coach's Couch. We've got an awesome crowd tonight.
Hey, welcome back.
Packed we've ever been. We're live here at Yoyo's. It's 7:30. We've got a live coaches show. Please continue your conversations. By the way, go Cubs, go! They got to win.
I saw it.
I know you're happy about that, Coach. Hey, listen. We're not going to get into that yet, Chad, but we are going to get into thanking our premier sponsor, our title sponsor, and that is Fisher National Bank. So this Coach's Couch, as always, is presented by Fisher National Bank. If you need a loan, you need cash, you need an account, you need just a friend, go on over to Fisher National Bank. They'll take good care of you. All right, so we always start out by reminding our viewers in the audience and at home, make sure you give us some questions at the end of the show. We have our guests back live here. We ask questions. This is a ruckus crowd. I love it. It's amazing. This is the way it should be.
This is awesome.
On a Wednesday night at Yoyo.
What you're saying.
Shout out to Lucas and staff for taking care of us here. And don't forget to tip your bartenders. All right, so we're going to get right to it. Make sure you chat. In the chat, you type some questions. We always start with our first segment. It's called Bulldog Breakdown. Chad, you're going to lead us in this. And by the way, it's good that you're
Welcome back,
It's
Chad.
good to be back.
We've really missed you. This show has fallen apart. We were talking about the mic problems, all the things that have went wrong.
I don't
You're
think I'm
here
going to
to
be the
cure.
solution to that, but let's
You're
just
going to
get
cure
into
the
it, man.
ills.
Yeah. Okay, Coach, let's talk about last week, which was Effingham, not Mount Zion. Ryan. Score was ending 49-7. There's three areas that I want you to respond to. The first one is, and let me just get this one out, and I'll just give you all three, and then you can respond to them. What we learned over Mount Zion as a big improvement was the penalties, and we saw the first series or two, there was 3 or 4 penalties for like 30 or 25, 30 yards, something like that, but then it kind of like the faucet shut off. That's number one. Number two is the blocking on the O-line, both in the run and pass protection. And number three, and we don't generally like to call out players in whether, kind of good or bad, but it's something we noticed as a massive improvement in the Effingham game, and that was, I just totally drew blank. Who's our quarterback?
Ryan Pruitt, RP,
That's
QB1.
embarrassing. When he rolls out in a fake, so far this season it's been a really big loop. And one thing that we saw is a huge improvement as he sold the play action much better. It was tighter, and he got his shoulders square. It was just so it was such a drastic change. So those are the three things that you can address relative to this game.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more that I can address too, but I'll definitely address those three that you mentioned. Starting with the penalties, obviously, like we talked about, it was a focus for the week. You can't beat good teams by beating yourself, and penalties, we talk about penalties and turnovers all the time. Those are the two things that kind of beat yourself. So I felt we did a really good job last week of getting better at limiting those penalties. We talk all the time about an aggressive penalty or a dumb penalty, right? So there is a fine line. You're probably never going to go an entire game without a penalty. We just have to make sure that it's an aggressive penalty, a smart penalty. Nothing like a late hit out of bounds or a false start, right? Those are stuff that we can control. Even holdings, are kind of borderlines here and there. So again, as long as we can continue to limit those penalties and play against the other team and not against ourselves also, certainly I feel like we made a stride in the right direction as far as that's concerned last week, and look to do the same, this week as well, continuing to harp on the discipline and sticking to that, getting better at the overall penalties.
Well, but before you move on, what was the message that it went from like, oh, here we go again, to off? Like the penalties were just off.
Yeah, again, and we've talked about this several times, and good, bad, or ugly, we just come out so jacked up that it's almost like, we're not focused, and we are. Our kids are focused, but their adrenaline's pumping so much that sometimes we just do not very smart things. And you saw the offsides there. That's a kid that never jumps off sides. He just kind of had a little brain fart there, and he was so amped up, and it's 3rd and long, and the crowd's going, and the crow is playing from Steve Yancey. I mean, all those emotions go into it in the start of the game, and I think you could tell, again, with a young team, we settled down after that drive and kind of got more focused and stuck to the basics and did a really good job of taking care of those penalties and not having them. So I was really proud of our kids for that. The second question you asked.
It was about the O-line, and I'd like to refine that a little bit. There was so much running going on, right? Just kind of like in general. But it wasn't just the running. It was them with the pass protection. I mean, if I looked at it from the booth going, I would be gassed. But these kids aren't giving up, right? I mean, it was a really tight production.
Yeah, we've said it all year long. We hang our hat on those 5 guys up front, 6 if you include Cade. Cade's done an outstanding job being a senior at that H-back, fullback, tight end position. We hang our hat on those guys, and we go as they go. And certainly in the run game, when they're creating holes for Cody and Marco and Tristan, and Cade as well, when they're creating the holes for those guys to run through. I think Marco had 168 yards or something like that. And then Ryan being able to throw for another 110, 120, whatever it was. When we can stay balanced like that, to your point, because of what we do up front in giving Ryan protection and then certainly opening the holes, to stay balanced is a great thing. It's just going to make us more dynamic and harder to stop. You can't key on one thing, load the box, etc. So I was really proud of our linemen as far as that's concerned. And one thing that you didn't mention, and I'd like to throw in there too, is we did a great job of blocking on the edge. And I'm talking the tight ends. I'm talking the wide receivers. We're going to get a chance to meet one of them later on tonight. Who's done an outstanding job blocking on the edge. And he got his number called a little bit this week in the passing game too, and so he kind of got rewarded. But what he did in the run game, blocking on the edge, was absolutely outstanding as well. And then to your last point about Rhino, again, we got to remember, even though he's a senior, he's still a first-year starter, and Ryan just continues to get better. He comes back to work, throughout the week of practice each and every week, and just continues to perfect his craft. And he's one of the most coachable kids I've ever been around in my life. He's always a yes sir kid. He's such a great kid and a hard worker. He's a leader. So it doesn't shock me that he's continuing to get better at something as simple as a rollout, attacking downhill, attacking the line of scrimmage. Like, that's just the type of kid he is. He'll be the first one to tell you that any little thing that he might be doing wrong, he's going to continue to work at it and continue to get better. So the only other thing I'd like to throw out is, as far as, to your point about the recap on the game, is I think what's a little misleading or deceiving is that final score. Ultimately, it was 49-7, and I was proud of our kids for the way they kind of took over there in the third quarter. But when you look back, I mean, it was 21-7, and they had just stopped us and got the ball back with a chance to drive down and make it a one-score game if they convert there. But because of a fumble in the backfield, the very next play we hit Cade over the middle, with a touchdown pass. Then they get the ball back in the very next play. Noah Frank tips it, and Pierce Douglas picks it off, and Marco runs it in. So in a span of like 5 plays, we just scored 21 or whatever more points. So it did flip really quickly. Again, I don't think the score indicates just how close it was, but to our kids and our coaches' credit, to continue to fight and work hard and then be able to flip that switch and kind of finish the job. I was really proud of the way we played and executed last Friday.
The last thing I'll say on this is that, we talked about the O-line, right, on the second point. But they only continued to get better because it was in the second half where you saw Casillas with huge holes. At the point where they should be gassed and, asking for a sub, they doubled down, and that's when, Casillas just took off. Yeah,
and that's one of the things, again, credit to our kids and the coaches for the way we platoon. How many times have we said, we're a second half team or we're a fourth quarter team? Because while Effingham might have been gassed, and we saw that number 42 is one of the best players we've ever went against so far this year, but he was exhausted by the second half. And our kids kind of salivate at that moment or that opportunity when we kind of know that the defense is wearing down and getting tired. We kind of lick our chops a little bit more and go even harder, I guess, if that makes sense, and creating those holes for Marco and Cody and Tristan to be able to run through and again, kind of put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, if you will, with the figurative speech there. So.
And a shout out to your receivers. One of them's here tonight for blocking downfield and getting to the second and third levels. I thought your receivers are doing a great job, at least Friday night, of maintaining their blocks downfield. Well, let's move on to Friday Focus. That's our next segment. I don't know if you guys noticed, we have 3 cameras now, and I never know which one to look at. And there's a 4th one that's above RZ. So I think we need like camera 1, 2, and 3. Like you need to like give us a mark or something. But that's because of our sponsors that we have this high-tech stuff. We still have some glitches though, so we're looking for sponsors. If you want to be a sponsor, this segment called Friday Focus is available. Go ahead and go to our socials, Coach's Couch, on Instagram or Facebook, and direct message RZ when you get a chance, and he'll take care of you from there. We'd love to have you on board for this year and next and beyond. But let's talk about Friday. We got Mattoon. We go on the road. We talked about postgame, how there's been a lot of good home cooking. Now we got to get our turf shoes on. We got to head down Interstate 57 south and hit the Green Wave. Now they're 1-5. How do you get this team excited to play on the road?
Yeah, I would say that's a deceiving 1-5. They've battled through some injuries kind of this whole year, here and there. They're finally getting healthy for the first time in probably a long time. They have a couple skill kids who are just as talented as any skill kid that we've seen yet. And Coach Kimbrough does a great job with those guys and his program as a whole. And they're at home, and it's their homecoming. Who doesn't get up for a homecoming? So that's certainly another factor that we're going to have to battle, as well as going on the road for the first time in the last 3 weeks, being 3 weeks at home there. So kind of getting back to the routine of what is it like to get on the bus and get off the bus and the away locker room and the walkthrough and all that stuff is going to kind of be new for us again. But again, I know our kids. I know how great our senior leadership has done. I know how focused and what a great week of practice we've had this week. I know our kids aren't taking this lightly. They don't see 1-5. They see the Mattoon Green Wave, and we got a target on our back, and we know we're going to get their best shot because it's homecoming. And I truly believe that. Again, I think at the end of the day, any opportunity that you get to step between the white lines and play the game, you're going to go as hard as you possibly can because you want to produce for yourself, for your teammates, for your program, et cetera. And that's how I feel our week of practice has been. We got after it. Sometimes, again, different philosophies. Maybe some people bye weeks or kind of slow things down or take things a little lighter when they get to this point in the season. We kind of did the exact opposite. I mean, we ramped it up, we amped it up, we win a lot of best on best, a lot of competitive drill stuff to flat get after it. And like I said, I feel like we had a great week of practice and we're prepared and ready to go for this Friday.
And we talked about Friday night that every game now is a playoff game. How do you get the kids not to overlook a game and be set on, hey, you're one loss away from letting somebody else decide your fate?
And I think that's exactly it. Again, kids, I say this all the time, kids aren't stupid, right? Like they know what's at stake. They know that they have to play their best game. They know that Mattoon's trying to knock us off. Mattoon's trying to keep us from the playoffs, realistically. So this absolutely is a playoff game. And like I said, a credit to our kids and our coaching staff. We had a tremendous week of practice, of focus and preparation, and I know that we're ready to go for this Friday.
Coach, the weather starts to cool down this time of year. We're feeling it. It's still nice out, don't get me wrong, but how do you start preparing and looking ahead at forecasts this time of year? Do you start entering into that or not really?
A little bit here and there. This week it was a little bit wet. The turf was more muddy than it's kind of been. We had some wet balls and that we had to throw in team time and whatnot. So any chance you get to try to learn how to deal with the elements, you take full advantage of. And that's certainly what I felt like we were able to do this week. As it starts to get colder, we're going to have those opportunities to practice and maybe play in those type of environments as well. So I'm excited for it. Again, our kids continue to learn and continue to grow up. And this week was the turf and the surface and learning how to keep your feet underneath of you and not long strides so you don't slip and slide in the mud and throw the wet ball and catch the wet ball, and we're just going to continue to use every opportunity that we get to better ourselves and better our program.
Absolutely. Coach, one last question about Mattoon. When you look at Friday night, without getting into specifics, unless you want to, how's the overall health of the team? We've seen some guys kind of beat up here and there. Marco's obviously back, but without getting into detail, how's your overall health feel this time of year when you're kind of been through the battles?
Again, I would be shocked if any team at this point in the season is 100% healthy. We're certainly not, but I feel good about our depth in certain key spots. That maybe we're missing a guy or two due to an injury. I feel really good about our depth and the way that they've practiced this week, and I know they're ready to go. We look forward to getting some of those guys back healthy, whether it be next week or within the next couple weeks, and hopefully, we can get into week 10 to maybe get them all back. That would be great, to continue to get guys back and maybe be as healthy as you've ever been. As you look forward to what week 8, week 9, and hopefully a week 10 looks like. But no, you're absolutely right. We're not 100% at strength right now. But like I said, I feel great about our depth, and the guys that we got playing right now are certainly capable of getting the job done.
Right on. That's what I love to hear. I know there's a couple guys you're wanting to have back. We're hoping to see them Friday night. Before that, we need to do a couple more things tonight on the Coach's Couch. We've got some guests around the break. We got a couple more coaches for the Coach's Couch. So after this break, we're going to talk to those guys. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Fisher National Bank Coach's Couch.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey, Bulldog Nation, the Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School Athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Hey, welcome back, Coach's Couch fans. We're back. We're live at Yoyo's every Wednesday, 7:30. Shout out to Lucas and the crew for letting us come. Great crowd tonight. If you have questions, type them in the chat. We're going to bring all of our people back tonight at the end for question time. That's a good chance to maybe roast Jon Adkins, maybe embarrass a couple players, whatever you want to do, maybe even embarrass these guys. And let's get to these guys. This segment's called Chalk Talk, presented by Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. So if you're out there and you're looking for a home, get a hold of Jodi O'Malley over at J Collective Homes. She'll take good care of you. Guys, let's start by, I'm going to let you introduce yourselves and what your role is for the Bulldog football program. We'll start with you over there.
Yep, I'm Nathan Watson. I'm the head freshman coach. This is my first year.
And I'm Clark Roberts. This is my first year, and I'm the special teams coordinator, and I also do the running backs and linebackers.
Okay, so a lot of freshman ball. So bring us up to speed, Coach Watson, about how the season's going for your freshmen.
It's going pretty well. We've started off 6-0. Things are going well. More importantly, the players are developing. You know, you're seeing improvement. We've had some tough competition, but yeah, not too many complaints when you're off to a 6-0 start. Big game tomorrow versus Glenwood, though.
Oh, perennial powerhouse in Glenwood. That'll be tough. You got the scout on them?
Well, they play multiple defensive fronts, which is kind of an interesting thing. I'm not sure that that's the best strategy from a freshman perspective, but defensively that is. But offensively, it gives us a few problems because now we have to adjust to whether it's a 3-man front, 4-man front, or 5-man front. I don't know. We looked at things and we couldn't really tell why they chose to do what they were doing, but they did it anyway.
So unpredictable. That's about the worst thing to scout for. Do you guys go on the road, or is that at Frank Dutton Field?
It's at home tomorrow night, so if people are listening, 6 p.m., it'd be nice to have a good crowd for that.
You heard it here. Get out to Frank Dutton Field, 6 p.m. Those freshmen need you against a really good Chatham program. Give us your background. I understand you guys have been connected for a while. Walk us through that connection and kind of your past history. This is your first year with the Bulldog program.
So how much time do you have in this segment? I've been coaching.
It's all yours, Coach. Go for it.
The less time with Coach Atkins, the better, I think.
I've been coaching since 2001. I started at Eastern Illinois as a student assistant running backs coach. And I became the head coach at Arcola. I had a stint at Champaign Central, assistant head coach and defensive coordinator. And then I took over the head coaching job at Urbana for 8 years, and that's where Clark and I crossed paths. Basically, it was my second year, and I was trying to get the youth football and the varsity football to get along better. And Clark was a youth coach, so he came on his second year when his son was a freshman. And since then, we've stuck together. We were at Urbana for 7 years together, and then I had a brief stop at Midwest Prep, but I left him pretty quickly and took the head coaching job at St. Thomas More for 8 years. And after he finished up at Midwest Prep, he joined up with me at St. Thomas More. And then after talking to John, I took the position here. I called Clark. I was like, how much you got left in you? And he came, so I'm happy he's here with me. So whatever the math is on that.
Yes,
it's a lot of football.
It is a lot of football, and when you're my age, it starts to add up. There's a lot of miles on these tires.
Speaking of mileage on the tires, Chad, you had a question?
I don't even know what that means, Dan.
But you went to Central. Maybe you were around for this crew.
I wasn't. No, that was all Jeff Trigger back then.
So you got some miles on your.
So Coach Watkins, Here's what I want to know.
Oh, no.
Do you guys run the same general offense and defense in freshman, sophomore as they do in varsity, such that they're prepared when they go and transfer up into varsity?
Yes, absolutely. When I met with John and I asked, what you guys are running and stuff, it was actually a natural fit for us. There's a lot more similarities. We're both Charleston guys. We're both EIU guys. So, yes, I asked him for a blueprint, like, hey, what are you guys doing at the varsity level? And obviously we have to look at that based on our personnel and make some adjustments. But, yes, I'm really happy we're winning. Obviously, winning football games is a good thing, but the most important thing at the freshman level is to develop them as young men, and more importantly, young men and football players as well.
Did I just hear you right? You're from Charleston?
I am from Charleston.
Did you know Coach when he was down there?
There's a little bit of an age difference there, but yeah, I definitely knew him. Yes.
Do you have any funny stories you can share with us?
I don't. The age gap is too big.
Yeah,
so
maybe
I got about a decade.
Go talk
on him,
to some people and come back next time with some.
Yeah. All right, so talk more about freshmen. I enjoy learning more about the role you play with guys that are coming in. Some played youth football in town with the MSYF. Some just played flag football with Park and Rec. Some never played. How do you merge all of those and get them prepared for JV and varsity? It's a lot of hormones. There's a lot of things going on as a freshman. What's the most challenging part of all of that?
I'm going to be honest. So far, it hasn't been challenging. I think, we told the guys day one, if you have a good attitude and you're willing to work hard, we're going to teach you football. And we just started with the fundamentals. I would say this: being at St. Thomas More for 8 years, which is 8-man football, was kind of a natural fit because we had a lot of kids who had never played football before. So there was some similarities there. But football is football. It's all the same. It's just, obviously it gets more complex as you go up, but the blocking and tackling remains the same, right? So discipline, fundamentals, it's the same thing, just different age group. The most challenging thing, though, and I think Coach would agree, this is the first time in my career out of 20 whatever years I'm coaching my son. So that has been that has been an interesting experience.
So how did you? So you guys have been together for a while.
2010, yeah.
So what brought you to Mahomet? Did you move here?
So honestly, yes, we moved here last September in the middle of football season. So I was finishing. It was like one of my greatest coaching accomplishments ever. And by the way, my real estate agent was Jodi O'Malley. I told her I'd try and give her a shout out. All right. And
this segment is sponsored by Jodi O'Malley with Jake.
I was just going to say, there's a sponsor right there. Okay.
She's our sponsor. Her before I came on here, but she told me, it'd be best to move during football season. She asked how I thought that would go. I was like, I think it's a terrible idea, but I trust you, and if that's what we need to do. So one of my greatest accomplishments in my career was making the playoffs and moving during September. So it was very, very difficult. But I moved for a lot of reasons. I think Mahomet's a great community, great school system, but my parents are still in Charleston, so are my wife's parents in Charleston. So coming to Mahomet allows us to go to Charleston. We're going to see family this weekend at Mattoon. My parents are coming up for the game tomorrow, so it just helped us see family naturally versus trying to force it. I felt like as the boys, I have two boys. One of my sons is at the middle school. We just weren't seeing them as much. So started talking to John, and it seemed like a good fit. And Jodi helped us out, and here we are.
Coach Roberts, I have a question for you, and I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay.
What is it about Coach that has drawn you to keep moving different places with him?
Ooh, that's a good one.
You can say anything you want. This is our show.
He's let me do my coaching, and the best thing is that I've been able to take over, while we were at the other places, I did a lot of the technology coordination stuff. So everything that you would see on Huddle and all those things, all the filming, all those things, I took care of all that for all these years. And so I've done a lot of things behind the scenes as well as coaching. And my wife was also involved. She did all the filming for, I don't know what, the last 15 years?
Yeah,
anyway,
right.
Mostly she wanted out of it. She needed to retire from climbing up on top of the press box at our age. And so this is the first time in all these years that I've actually been down on the field coaching, if you can imagine. I've been on top of the press box with tons of equipment, hauling up everything that you can imagine, and I'm keeping stats, and I've got the headset on, and sure. Watson keeps taking his headset off, and I can't talk to him, and I'm screaming, and because I know he's took his headset off because I can see him, and it's like, put your headset on. But anyway, we have a really good time, and I enjoy the collegial nature of all this. I mean, I've been retired from the University of Illinois for about 10 years now, and this is the thing that helps keep me young. And I really enjoy the kids, and I enjoy the other coaches, and, you know, I'm old enough to be their dad, but, you know, it's like, I'm not the kids, I'm talking the coaches. Yeah. So that's my experience, and I enjoy it. It gives me something to do.
Well, Dan touched on it earlier, and I think it's something overlooked a lot when they're freshmen and sophomore. You're teaching them football, but you're also developing young men. And I think that's a really critical piece to this. I mean, you're teaching them football, but you're also teaching them about life, right? You're trying to. Yeah. I think you guys are doing good. The last question I have is, do you guys ever meet with coach maybe about a freshman or sophomore and go, this is someone we want to keep our eye on, without mentioning names, like, this is someone special?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I try and communicate with him regularly, give him a status, you know, like the team as a whole and individual players, and we have discussions. Now, obviously, John's really busy right now. I think some of those more detailed discussions will come in the future. But, yeah, I mean, we talk about kids from every now and then, but I'm sure those conversations will more come in the off season.
Well, just before I hand this off to Dan, I just want to say, Coach Roberts, since you know your way around behind the scenes, there might be an opening on Bulldog TV for you. Yes. So if you want, come on up to the booth.
Absolutely. We could use some more tech-savvy people.
I think everyone says that about you, Coach.
Yeah, well, I'm down in the tent with the instant replay right now, so that's my Friday night endeavor. We did actually get it working again pretty well last week. So now, you know, it's like they say, don't ever do a good job at a bad job. Well, I did a good job at a bad job, so now it's my job.
Now it's your job. Well, you guys are doing a great job, it sounds like. And we talk about all the time, Coach talks about that family strong atmosphere, and you guys seem like an absolute perfect fit right along those family strong. We got to get your wife back out of retirement maybe and get her involved in Bulldog TV maybe.
I think she'll sit with Nathan's wife in the stands and cheer Frank on. I think her days are done.
Very good, very good. Well, guys, thanks for coming on the Coach's Couch. Good luck the rest of the way with the freshman team. We'll be rooting you on. If you're out there, come on over tomorrow night to Frank Dutton Field. These guys could use your support against Glenwood. That's it for this segment. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some players.
Coach's Couch is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey Bulldog Nation, the Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Hey, welcome back, Bulldog fans, to the Fisher National Bank Coach's Couch. We have our next segment now with our players we call Inside the Huddle. It's presented by This Week in Bulldog Athletics. You guys follow Twiba? Do you guys follow Twiba, you players?
Yeah.
I mean, you should. They're usually putting on. Mike does a great job of highlighting you guys, getting your photos out there, does Players of the Week every week. If you're not following him, you should be. Go to This Week in Bulldog Athletics. Chad, this is my favorite segment.
Why is that, Dan?
Because we get to see these kids' faces that we're always talking about.
We always see their numbers. It's
Well-
only the numbers we see.
No, well, you know what I'm saying.
No, I do. I do.
No, we get to see their faces, and we normally don't get to.
No, I heard you the first time, Dan.
Okay.
Keep going.
Well, I can't hear myself. So tonight we've got Jackson Davis, and we got Owen Seymour. I'm going to start with Jackson and rattle off some cues. Jackson, you're junior? Senior. Senior. You were a junior last year.
Yep.
And last year we had you on the show, and we were talking about some records.
Yeah,
Some
records.
Single
yeah.
season records.
Yep.
Yep. So your job is point afters, field goals, onside kicks.
No, just kickoffs, you know.
Huh?
Kickoffs and then some onsides.
Some onsides. I've
Yeah.
seen some good on. Talk about what's the technique involved to get that hop, the dream hop. You had one, was it last week, Coach? That was absolutely perfect. How do you draw that up? What do you do differently to get that hop?
Well, what I've tried hard to do is really drive down on the ball, on the top of the ball, so it'll drive down into the ground and gets that shooting up.
So do you work on that in practice besides your regular field goals and your point after? Do you take time each day to practice your onsides?
Here and there. Usually it's like Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Now your dad knows something about kicking too.
Yeah.
Why do I say that?
Well, he was the former soccer coach of the boys and head coach of the girls soccer. So he's been helping me out a lot lately, doing a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a good bond too. What kind of stories do you have about working out with your dad on extra hours?
Well, sometimes he tries to imitate the football coaches and gets mad at me. He's always saying how he wants to yell at me sometimes just 'cause he just wants to be in it, you know. It's pretty funny. He'll like throw the hat down, but got no hat on. I said we need to get him a bucket hat, like Coach Adkins.
All right, Jeremy Davis, you heard it. Coach will get you a bucket hat, maybe a headset.
Oh, maybe a headset, yeah,
Throw
like
the-
a fake headset.
throw the headset.
Yeah. Throw it
All
across,
right,
yeah.
I like it. So I don't know if you knew this, and Coach cued me into this a little bit. I don't know if we want to jinx anything, but here's what I know about Jackson. He's ice cold. He's got ice water in his veins. You're 5 away from breaking the all-time record for point afters. Did you know that, Jackson?
Yeah, I did my research over the weekend. I was looking at it. Yep.
All right, so you can't go and miss anything Friday night. Fair?
Fair. I mean, I don't plan on it. Just a little chip shot in. Yep.
Talk about, and then I'll hand it over to Chad because he's an eager beaver. Talk about the importance of a good snap and a good hold, and talk about those guys.
I mean, it's very important. If it's like a bad snap, slows everything down so they can come in and block the ball. If bad hold, which we don't get from Ryan, I mean, he can get the ball down and put it up perfectly, but bad holds lead to ball going all over the place, but it's been pretty good this year.
My last question for you, Jackson, for now is, do you ever get upset when he goes for it on 4th down and you're within range?
No.
You're like, hey, Coach, come on.
I'm just like, I respect it. I know they can do it, so we'll get there and we'll get 1 point up. So
I love that attitude. That is awesome.
I actually have a question for Jackson and an observation. I'll start off with the observation. You know who he reminds me of, Dan?
No.
I think he could fill in for Morgan Wallen on his next concert.
For who?
Morgan Wallen.
I don't think so.
Oh, he says no. He didn't. He doesn't like millions of dollars, so that's fine. We'll move on.
I don't think the voice is there.
I'll concede that. Jackson, how much do you squat?
Not a lot. I can't.
So what
really
do you
lift a lot.
attribute? Because all kidding aside, you kind of kick like a mule. Like, you've got a really strong foot. That's a compliment, by the way.
right.
That's an old man's compliment to you.
See that Alabama hat? He's a little southern, so we got to translate for him sometimes.
Yeah. It's about probably 300 pounds, but
You think you could take Coach in a squatting contest?
probably.
Okay. All right. Well, next week on Coach's Couch. All right. All kidding aside, let's move on. Owen, you ready?
Yeah.
First question. Alabama or Auburn? Make the right call.
I want to say Auburn because you have an Alabama hat on.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good answer. Good answer,
Okay.
Owen. That's why we love you.
You had a big game last week. A lot of catches, but I think something that's often overlooked is edge blocking. And you're setting up the runs. You're protecting those holes from collapsing on the inside. Talk about that, where you're not getting the recognition necessarily, but you're helping contribute to that play.
I think Coach Berner emphasizes a lot on we have to work as a team in order for us to score. And so last week, our job was to run the guys off, and I feel like it was terrible in practice, especially when it was hot. We just had to run sprint knowing that we're not getting the ball. But I feel like me and Wade got the ball off. We got to run fast, and that's how Marco got his 54-yard touchdown, just giving that corner, follow us. It's like kind of fun to make sound noises whenever you think the ball's in there, so the DB, it's just fun. I think
You're
it's all around
tricking them.
fun.
You're tricking them.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite? Well, let me ask it a different way. What goes through your mind when you know you're not getting the ball, but you're blocking? Are you pushing through that defender?
If I'm tired, I'm really happy.
I'm sorry, what?
If I'm tired, I'm really happy. I can't wait to block. I know I don't have to go sprint a route. It's amazing. It's not really a playoff, but it's a lot easier than running around. And then when I feel like if you can set the tone against a DB, if you really hit them as soon as you get off the ball, they can start playing back more. They know how to press you. I feel like that's
Okay, that's a really good point. So then what does that set up for you?
it's really easy to run routes when they can't get your hands on you right off the jump. Especially if you miss like a wiper and you miss your arm and they push you off, it's harder to adjust back to the route. So if they're playing like 3 or 4 yards off, you already have them beat, whoever route you're running.
See, this is the kind
This is
of thing
good
why
stuff
you guys are here. You make us think about things we don't see from the booth.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me 1 second to finish
No,
this
you're
thought, if
fine.
you don't mind, Dan. I'm going to do it anyway.
It's your segment.
What's your favorite play thus far this season that you came off the field and you're like, yeah, that was us?
It's definitely the whenever Wade caught the screen and threw the ball to me on the very first opening drive, second play against Taylorville. Yeah, against Taylorville. Yeah, that was amazing.
You just came off with your peacock feathers out, and you're like, "Yep, let's just go." That's what you were doing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. D.
I don't know how I follow up a peacock feather reference, but Owen, this is the first time I've felt really old. I remember him when he was tiny in flag football starting up.
Hold on a second. Was Dan your coach?
No, I don't think so.
My dad was
Nathan was always.
Your dad was.
His
Okay.
dad always coached, and he probably still would coach if I asked him. He would. So talk about like growing up in Mahomet. Both you guys did. What are you going to miss the most about this town when you move on? And talk about maybe what's next. If you don't know what's next, it's okay.
I just got accepted in the college that I wanted to go to literally 5 minutes ago. So
What? Oh, timeout. Stop.
Stop the presses. We have an announcement.
You need,
5
you
minutes.
need to dive deeper into that.
Dream
Let's hear about it.
school.
Let's celebrate it.
Oh, should we say it live for your parents or not?
My mom sent me the screenshot. So my
Well,
dad
this is
might
your
not
stage.
know,
Go
but,
for it.
Yeah, I applied to ISU. I got accepted into it. It's the college I want to go to for the past year. But
Let's go.
That's awesome.
Let's go. Let's hear it
Oh,
for
yeah, let's hear it
Owen
for him.
Seymour, future Redbird. That's awesome. Jackson, what's up for you next? Do you know yet?
Well, I haven't really started any of my applications yet. Still kind of thinking about if I really want to go to college. What I'm interested in, I don't really need college. It's either the trades or I kind of want to be a firefighter right now.
Love it. You can make a lot of money doing both those things. Very honorable
Well, I
of
think
you.
this is the time when we ask them to roast coach, isn't it?
Always.
So anything goes, guys. I'll start here with Owen.
Hey, while you guys are thinking about that, let's give Coach the opportunity to talk about his players while you guys think of how you're going to roast him. This will maybe frame how he talks about
Well, I
you
was
too.
going to say, can we do it the other way around? Have them ask the questions first, and then I'll decide what I want to say about them. But no, I mean, when we talk about Owen, you know, Owen's a kid who last year as a junior kind of came on the scene, right? I think Taylorville might have been one of his first games that he came out and he had that big touchdown catch right before halftime to put us up 14-0. I'll never forget that play. Great route, great ball, you know, and all of a sudden we're celebrating with a 14-0 lead in just terrible weather. And that's where really Owen kind of came out of his shell and then, you know, transfer that into this year where he's became a leader of that wide receiver group, you know, essentially, you know, kind of the only returning starter when you lose Trey and Ray and Mo and Hammer and all those guys. You know, Owen's kind of been there, done that. So he's kind of been the leader of that group, kind of shown the younger guys the way of the land there. But yeah, you guys, you know, touched on it earlier. What doesn't get talked about enough is not only his blocking that he does on the edge, but his route running. I think he'll be the first one to tell you he's not necessarily the fastest kid on our team, but he's your possession guy. He's the guy you're going to go to on third down because, number one, you know he's going to get open, and number two, you know he's going to catch the ball. That's how reliable he is. He's one of the best route runners that we have on the team. Again, he can make some really good DBs look bad with his finesse and his moves and his hands, and then just the way he runs the routes overall. So I'm incredibly proud of Owen. You know, again, the season that he had last year and kind of how this year, you know, we don't throw it as much as we did last year, but you can never tell that, again, just by the way he shows up to work hard every day and the way he produces out on the field because of what he does in the blocking game and helping Marco and Cody run the ball. You saw this last week, Effingham loaded the box a lot more, and Owen's number was called, and he shined. I think it was 6 or 7, like that, catches, you know, close to 60 or 70 yards or something like that. Again, when he was called on, he caught the ball every time, couple big ones on third down. He's that guy. He's that go-to guy, and he's had a great senior year, and I'm really proud of him for all the work that he's put in and the leadership that he's shown over the summer. When you talk about this guy, right, so what a huge luxury it is to have. Anytime you can, I mean, you look at it in the NFL. Kickers are one of the most valued positions because most of the times they'll win or lose you a ball game. I mean, when you think about it, that last second field goal so many times comes up in a game, and when you got a guy like Jackson Davis on your team, you know it's automatic. I know he kind of joked around a little earlier. Oh, it's just no, it is that for him. It's automatic all the time, and Josh always with the great snaps, and Rhino with always the great holds. But you know Jackson's going to put it through, and I'm not trying to jinx him or anything, but he deserves this record that he's going after. And we got 3 more regular seasons. He's got to get at least 5 to etch his name in the stone there. And again, I couldn't think of a better kid to be at the top of that list. I know he touched on it a little bit, but he should have spoke about it more. It's just how hard this kid works. He's there on Sundays when I'm there at 8 a.m. in the office. I see him and his dad pull up, and they're kicking out there on their own. His dad will take him to the side during practices, and they're always working. Sounds like his dad might get mad at him a few times, but it's paying off, right? And I've told Jeremy this a bunch. Like, I can't thank him enough for the work that he's put in with Jackson. I don't know the first thing about kicking, but his dad and certainly the work that he's put in has created a great kicker, and again, about to be a record setter. I'm really, really proud of Jackson, and certainly going to miss him when he's gone. We're gonna have to go find the next Jackson Davis because again, what a luxury to have it is a guy that can put the ball through the uprights for you. So
that's going to be some big shoes to fill finding another Jackson Davis. Jackson, I want to know what's your in practice the longest field goal?
Well, a couple weeks ago I hit a 50-yarder.
Let's go.
Yeah, it felt pretty good. I mean, finally breaking the mark.
50. You've been working on that one for a while, huh?
Yeah.
There you go, Coach. You got a 50-yard kicker in your back pocket if you need it. Hey, Owen, let me ask you one last question. Can you please score 5 times so he can break the record Friday?
Oh, yeah.
Attaboy. Possession, receiver. It's their turn now to roast Coach.
Let's go, guys. We've given you 3.5 minutes.
Or maybe you got
It's
a
time
funny
to
story
roast
to
Coach.
share.
roast is a loose term.
Anything, Owen? You're usually active in the chat.
He can never be wrong. And when he knows he's right, he'll put any amount of money on it. Like this morning, or not this morning, say in practice, he made a bet with us. He would put his whole paycheck on it because he knew he was right. And I had no idea. I knew for a fact I didn't think he was right, but
And
Did you put your paycheck on it?
Yep.
yes, he was right. But that I didn't determine the odds.
Well, the funny thing about that is, and my mom and dad can tell you this, like when I was a kid growing up, I was very confident in what I was trying to say I was right about, so I would tell them all the time, I'll bet you $1 million. Like, that was my favorite saying. I would say it to them all the time. And my dad still says this. He's like, oh, yeah, how many millions do you owe me? Because I was wrong a lot when I was a little kid. So now I know what it's like kind of being on the other side of that now, too. So that's funny that he brought that up because we were just talking about that.
Jackson, let her rip.
I feel like I got to be nice. I mean, Coach just said all that.
See, so maybe it was great that I went first. Now,
Yeah.
There's no repercussions.
so much for that record.
I mean, I just had one. Every Friday morning, really get in the picture to him. If you don't get the picture to him on Fired Up Fridays, he'll be fired up about it.
So the senior guys, a lot of the older leadership guys, they go to all the elementary schools when on Fridays in their jerseys and high five the kids and take pictures with them and whatnot. And Jackson is the one responsible for his school, and I'm messaging him constantly because it's about second period. And I know he's been done before school, and I still don't have the picture yet. So I'm hounding Jackson about sending me that picture so I can tweet it out and let everybody know the awesome things that these kids are doing. So, yeah, I stay on him a little bit about getting me that picture as soon as he can.
All right, boys. We are excited to watch you Friday night. Maybe we'll have a record broken. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
We'll see.
If not this Friday, next. But I expect it this Friday.
You guys might have jinxed me.
Nope. Owen's going to score 5 times, and you're going to put it in for the point after. We're going to be done with it, okay? Deal?
Sounds like a plan.
Deal? Hey, don't go anywhere because you're part of the next segment too, okay? All right. We'll be right back after this break.
Is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Looking for high-quality pro audio? Movo is your solution. The WMX2 Duo is perfect for interviews, podcasts, or presentations with its wireless, hassle-free audio. Upgrade your audio with Movo today. Shop the WMX2 Duo at movo.com. Movo. Creators wanted.
Coach's Couch is proudly brought to you by our 2025 sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, Fisher National Bank. Segment sponsors, Jodi O'Malley with J Collective Homes. This week in Bulldog Athletics and the Bulldog Gridiron Club. A big thank you to our couch sponsors, Alex and Amy Giorgio, Lee and Peyton Zaruzin, and a special shout out to our 2025 Sticker Club. Thanks for repping the couch. These businesses, supporters, and fans make it possible for us to bring you Bulldog football all season long. Thank you for supporting the couch. And go Bulldogs!
Better banking is about more than just money. It's about people. Fisher National Bank is locally owned community bank serving all of Mahomet Seymour. We're your friends and neighbors who take a vested interest in the Mahomet area. Last year alone, Fisher National volunteered over 750 hours of community service. Fisher National Bank is in your corner by investing in the people we serve. Learn more about us at fishernational.com or come see us in Mahomet on Oak Street. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Support Bulldog Nation by sponsoring Coach's Couch. Become a segment sponsor today and get your business featured in a 15-second ad during the show. Plus, enjoy a shout-out during your sponsored segment. Contact us at the information on your screen to secure your spot today.
Greetings, Bulldog Nation. The Bulldog Gridiron Club is a non-profit organization made up of parents and community members whose goal is to enhance the reputation and tradition of Mahomet Seymour Bulldog football and cheerleading through financial support and community outreach. To learn more about what we've done, what we have planned, and how you can help support our student athletes, visit our website for more information. Go Bulldogs!
Hey Bulldog Nation, the Couch Sticker Club is here. For just $5, you can rep the couch and help us keep the show rolling. DM us or swing by Yoyo's during a show to get yours. Join the club, rep the couch.
This week in Bulldog Athletics is the leader in Mahomet Seymour Junior High and High School athletics. Not only providing you with daily game recaps of all sports, but also providing captivating photography, graphics, and videography to showcase our Bulldog athletes. Give Twiba a follow on our socials, and remember, it's always a great day to be a Bulldog.
Coach's Couch is made possible by supporters like you. Don't have a business but still want to help? Become a couch sponsor and help us bring weekly coverage of Bulldog football all season long. Contact us at the information on your screen to join the team today.
Hey, now we're live at Yoyo's. We're back. Welcome back, Coach's Couch fans. We've got a couple shout-outs before we get to your questions. Want to shout out our couch sponsors, Amy and Alex Giorgio, Peyton, Lee Zarusin. Want to shout out our live audience tonight. This is the best crowd we've ever had. Let's hear it for you guys. All right.
Well, both of them.
All three of them.
Nice.
And Emma, where's Emma? Emma's there. Emma, I got to apologize to you because we thought you were the ball girl
We
the whole game last week. And it was actually Sloan Davis. So, Emma, you got a lot of Bulldog TV coverage, though. So I'm not really going to apologize because now you're famous. So I also want to shout out our segment sponsor. This is called Sidelines, and it's presented by Bulldog Gridiron Club. They do a lot of good things for the program, for the boys and the cheerleaders. So go to their website, check them out. Make sure you follow them and give them a donation. all that money goes back into this program to help these kids on Friday nights, along with our cheerleaders on Friday nights and everywhere in between. And lastly, my last plug that I always have to plug is these stickers. Get you a Couches Club sticker. Chris Roberts is our only member of the Couches Club. He needs friends. Christopher Mahomet. Chris wants you to join the club. It's where all the cool people are going, and you get a sticker. It's a $5 donation. It all helps his program. So go to the website or the Twitter or whatever we got. Figure it out. Give us a donation. Instagram, Facebook, all the things. All right. Whew, that's a lot of info. We got the whole cast back, Chad.
Dan, this is, I think, the most questions we've ever had.
Oh, I love it.
Can I just lead us off?
Please.
This first one goes, let me just make sure I understand this. Oh, it's for Coach Roberts. We notice you have an epic beard. Have you ever considered being at the mall in December for Santa?
The answer is yes. You should live my life and go to the grocery store in December. Small children do, in fact, look at me with awe. So it is kind of funny, but it's the life I live.
Well, I think we know what we need, who we need for our Breakfast with Santa event.
Yeah, we can do that. Dan, take the next couple if you would.
Okay, I got one from Owen Smizer off the chat. This one's for Coach Adkins. Hey, Coach, it's your favorite 6-man fullback. Would you ever give an offensive lineman a handoff or throw them a pass? Most of them have great hands.
No. No. Offensive linemen cannot legally go out for a pass because they don't wear an eligible number. So therefore, that rule kind of answers it for me. So thanks, Owen, for reaching out with that question.
Boo. On behalf of all O linemen everywhere.
Would you ever consider doing it and changing their jersey number?
No.
Moving
Next
right along
question.
here. All right, this next question is from Robert and Shannon in Seymour. Coach, we watch BTV every home game and recognize that you run a very disciplined program with strict timelines. Does that same strict adherence, is this right? To timelines run into your personal life, and more specifically, has your son ever missed a flag football practice?
So I knew that question was coming.
Who was that from? That was from Robert and Shannon.
That's very
from
nice
Seymour.
of Robert and Shannon. So my son is not very happy with me and his mother right now because he missed flag football practice last night. Yeah, they're smart people. So normally we do run a very tight ship, but it definitely in the football season it gets pretty hectic. But shout out to Kelly. She takes care of the house and the kids and everything in between because I'm never there. As my kids like to joke, my house is the school because I live there. But no, she does a great job with the kids and making sure that they get to everything except for last night.
All kidding aside, this one's from Noah Daniels. This is actually an interesting question.
I like this one.
This is for Coach Adkins. Why are we having walkthroughs after practice?
So this is something that we've done going back to, a couple years ago, because last year we changed it. But anyway, when the weather starts to change and the time starts to change, I know the official time change doesn't happen till, November 1st or whatever it is. But as you know, now at practice at 7 o'clock, we're having to turn on the lights. Anyway, long story short, when the weather changes and this time starts to change, we've always gone and moved it to after school just to kind of help with our bodies and help with that rest factor, which I'm really big on. That's one of the main reasons why we go in the mornings on Thursday, is to kind of give that 48 hours, if that's decent math, of rest time before you participate in the game on Friday. Well, what's actually more productive when the time starts to change and it starts to get colder, the sleep in the morning actually is more beneficial to yourselves and your bodies, because it's hard to wake up. Again, when it's cold out, you guys know what I'm talking about. When it's cold out, when it's dark out, it's very hard to get up and get going, and so it actually does more disservice to your bodies than, again, normally when we're out there at 6:15 a.m. the sun's coming up, and so you're kind of awake and alert or whatnot. So we've always done that, Noah. Appreciate the question, and don't be mad. See you there tomorrow at 3:30.
No, it's better just not to ask questions, just show up. Noah has another question. This one's for Owen. We get this every week. Owen, who's your favorite O lineman?
Tread lightly.
This is hard. See, the Twins are amazing, but whenever we are in team time, before we do anything, they're always yelling score, even if we get a 5-yard hitch. And today I came up to them, I was like, when you yell score, you guys should run up there with us to celebrate like we score. And they did not like that idea at all. And so I'm going to say Josh, probably because I just hang out with him the most. We're going to a Illini game, unfortunately with Cade, but we got to go to a Illini game versus Ohio State. And yeah, so probably Josh.
All right, and Philip Daniels, also active on the chat tonight, has a question for Jackson. Jackson, this is going to be a shocker, but his question is, who is your favorite O-lineman?
I
know what you should say.
I love all the O-linemen because they all block for me, to get the field goals up. But, shoot, this is a hard one. They're all great. Probably Josh, because he gets my job done every week, so I can actually kick the field goal. But, I love all of them. They're all great guys. If I could say all of them, I would.
Good answer. And Jackson, there's another question on the chat for you from Lindsay Schuler McDonald. Lindsay asks, Jack, are you hoping to get another tackle this season?
Oh, I'm always looking for a tackle. I love tackles. It's when I got it a couple weeks ago, it was hype, great time, but it was fun.
Oh, one just came in hot off the press from
take it, Dan.
Jeremy Davis. Wants to know, Jackson, who's your favorite coach? Asking for a friend.
Definitely not that Coach Davis. I don't know. He's kind of mean to me every day. Favorite coach.
He also controls your curfew. Be careful.
Yeah, it's more my mom that controls that. It's all right. I don't know. I like all the coaches. They're all great.
All right. You got any other questions coming in from Mansfield or anywhere?
Nope.
No Bernice this week. The coach has a special shout-out, I think.
Yeah, I'd just like to say today at school I had some conversations with some people and found out that RZU would be proud. There are some regulars to this show. So those of you like the Caitlin Hunters of the world and the other regulars that watch this on a regular basis, I know RZ really appreciates it. So thanks for being loyal supporters and fans and liking and subscribing to all of the channels and stations and whatnot. And thanks to all the sponsors for making this happen. It's an awesome show. And, oh no, another question. But anyway, just thanks to all those people who watch on a regular basis and make this happen.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. RZ reminded me. So, was it last week, RZ? Last week we had a question come in from Ruth from Oak Creek. She didn't get her question answered properly. She wasn't referring to what you thought she was referring to. Ryan, roll the clip.
Again, he plays so much bigger and physicler than he actually looks or is maybe. Bigger and physicler.
So you couldn't hear that because the speakers, the crowd could hear it. You mentioned a term, something called physicler, and Ruth wanted to know if you could define that word physicler.
when you're more physical than you were before. I actually meant to say facetious and somehow said physicaler, and I don't know where that even came from. So I apologize, Ruth. Thanks for making me clarify that. But facetious is the word used amongst the coaching group now that we just learned what it actually means. Not physicaler, when you're more physical than you were before.
Okay, RZ, want to make sure that we had that clarification. Anyone else have any?
I just feel smarter after having heard that.
Well, it's kind of, you learn one more. Okay, we're live. We're live.
We're getting them
Let me
tonight.
check here. Okay, this one's from Noah Daniels. Noah's bored at home tonight.
It's for Coach Watkins.
It's for Coach Watson. And you're going to be shocked what the question is. Coach Watson, who is your favorite O-lineman?
I do love them all, but I'm going to go with Ollie because I've known Ollie since he was a little kid.
I like it.
That's, I mean, I like them all, but Ollie's been my guy for a long time, so I'm going to go with Ollie.
I would just like to just point out something here. You notice how Coach just answered it honestly from what came from the heart? Anytime there's a direct question that he doesn't want to answer, he just deflects it. He wants peace.
Saying facetious or physicaler or whatever he said.
Yeah.
All right, last question.
This one's also for, who's your favorite O-lineman, Coach McDonald? No, I don't know. Hold on, it might be. Yeah, Philip Daniels wants Santa Claus. Who's your favorite O-lineman, Coach McDonald? And that is his final. Philip and Noah, you need to get some food in you, get some rest, and get ready for practice.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I don't work with any O linemen, so I don't even know who they are.
Great answer, Coach.
Is that a fair answer?
His beard isn't the only epic thing tonight. That was amazing.
And on that note, we're going to call this a wrap. Daniels, boys, you need to go to bed, get some rest. That's it for this week's Coach's Couch. You got anything else, Chad?
That's it.
We'll see you next Wednesday. Go Bulldogs.